only get.
Good evening. This episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. Hello, my name is Timothy Lee Rice Sr., and I'm the creator of the Smart Money Manuscript. But Tim, what is the Smart Money Manuscript? The Smart Money Manuscript is your roadmap to financial freedom. Inside this powerful course designed to transform your financial future, I've meticulously condensed over 1,000 of my public YouTube videos into 40 highly efficient lessons that span just 2.5 hours. This course is strategically designed into 4 phases to help guide your learning in the most logical and effective way possible. Phase 1 lays the groundwork, covering essential financial literacy like budgeting, banking, and taxes. In Phase 2, you'll move beyond the basics, learning about brokerage accounts, figuring out how much you need for your own individual retirement. You learn about how to do fundamental research on companies, and you'll also learn how to conduct technical analysis by looking at stock charts. Phase 3 empowers you to build a robust portfolio and leverage your capital using advanced techniques like options and futures, and it also teaches you the importance of backtesting your strategies. Finally, Phase 4 takes a deep dive into the advanced ICT concepts, giving you a professional edge. Each lesson includes a short quiz to help solidify your understanding. By the end of this journey, you'll have the confidence and tool that you need to make intelligent investing decisions, manage your money without fear or ambiguity. So if you want to be a long-term buy and hold investor, if you want to be a swing trader, if you want to be a day trader, if you want to trade stocks, if you want to trade options, if you want to trade futures, the Smart Money Manuscript is for you for $69.99. Yes, $69.99 for all of this here. Good evening, everybody. What's going on, man? Shout out Chico Dread up in here, man. Chico Dread, what you doing on this side of town? What you doing on this side of the town, Chico Dread? What's going on, man? Good evening, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Rania Grande. That's just Big Spider, if you don't hablo español. And you are now in tune to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. Who we got up in here, man? Who we got up in here today? We got Lump up in here. What's going on, Lump? We got, before we continue, if Price did anything today that kind of caught you off guard, you know what I'm saying? If it caught you off guard, there's a link pinned to the top of the chat in YouTube. It's a link to the Zoom. Feel free to click on that Zoom link and come join us over there in the Zoom, right? You can watch it just like you're watching it on YouTube, except you'll just be a part of the Zoom, and you can unmute and you can ask questions. Hey, Tim, I was expecting the price to just tank day and it didn't. I was expecting the price to run off to the moon and it didn't. I was expecting the price to do whatever. You can unmute and be like, "Hey Tim, can you help me just identify what I possibly missed?" There's a link pinned to the top of the chat. Um, Also, this episode of the Intraday Price Action is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript, as you saw in the preview, as the promo that played in the beginning. If you missed that beautiful bean footage, the Smart Money Manuscript is a course that I created. What I did, I went back through my mental Rolodex and I thought about every video that I've ever made on my YouTube channel and dealing with not the Adventures of Super Dad stuff, not when I was vlogging with my families, all of the trading and investing videos that I've ever made. And I made one comprehensive course where it covers everything in small bite-sized chunks. And it gives you the little nuggets that you need to help you with any type of trader investor that you want to be, right? For absolute beginners to seasoned veterans. It's something in there for everybody. Out of all of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of all of these videos I've made and the live streams that I sit here and flap my gums for hours, and you just want the gems. That's what Smart Money Manuscript is. And it spans about 2.5 hours. It's 40 lessons, right? Half of the lessons are videos, other half of the lessons are quizzes to test your retention of the information that you're receiving. In the the first link in the description is where you can find the Smart Money Manuscript. $69.99. That's a deal. Who we got up in here? Lumpford up in here. We got we got RN Deborah up in here today. We ain't got light skinned Deborah. We got RN Deborah up in here today. We got Kim. We got Rhonda Green up in here. I already shouted out Chico Dread. We got Honey up in here. Hey, that's all I see that somebody posted. I see more numbers than I see the names, but them all the names that I see, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's go ahead and get to it. Again, if Price did something that caught you off guard today, there's a link that's pinned to the top of the chat of YouTube to come over there on Zoom. And the Zoom kind of thin today. Did I send out the bat signal? Did I send the bat signal out, y'all? Did y'all get the bat signal inside the Discord? Y'all get the bat signal inside the Discord? Okay, all right. Did y'all eat all of the mac and cheese and salmon bites? I didn't have any, so you gotta ask your brother that. Gotta ask your greedy brother that. All right, let's get to it, man. Screen is being shared. My kid's blowing up. I don't have my phone back here. That's why I'm responding on my watch. Shout out Shonister for pulling up. Shout out Shonister. You know what I was just sitting up here thinking? All right. I was just sitting there thinking, I wonder if Yolanda go by Sean. Yolanda, do you go by Sean? Do people call you Sean, Yolanda? Y'all want something from Chick-fil-A? What that? What that? All right. All right, let's go on and get to it, man. Yolanda ignore me. Ain't nobody talking to me. I said, what's up, Chico Dread? He ain't respond. Tish waved to me. What's up, Tish? Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Kim. Appreciate that, Rhonda, for saying, hey, I'm my son trying to call. Y'all hold on for a second. Hello? I don't know what we got going on. Oh, he said it was an accident. All right. Um, what was I? Okay. All right. Today's price section. All right. Let's look at today's price action. If we zoom out, this high here, this low there, that is our prior week's dealing range. Mike Pence fly just showed up with Empire Tradings. We got Venus done pulled up. What's going on, y'all? That's our prior week's dealing range right there. All right. Coming into a new week, we are paying attention to this bearish dealing range right here. All right. When we started the week out, hey, light skinned Deborah, what you doing here? When we started the week out, right here, this is what we started the week out at right there. But Tim, how do you know that's what we started the week out? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. This little purple box right here, this rectangular shape in the middle of the screen there that I'm circling right now, that right there is a new week opening gap. It is a bullish new week opening gap, right? You can't see it, but it says plus NWOG 825.25. Since it's a bullish new week opening gap, that means the top of that gap is the weekly open. So this is the weekly opening price right here. Right? Now. Right? Let's come over here. I'm gonna chop that off. I just want to see today's price section. That little hourly counter that I just whacked off. Pause. That little hourly counter that I just cut it, cut it, cut it. Hourly counter that I just cut. Right? Now I got to go back and cut it again because I hit that space bar. Right? That hourly candle is the start of the next trading day. For those who don't know, the futures trading day starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the futures trading day. So at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday's trading starts. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what did we talk about yesterday in reference to price not really showing us anything, not really just being lethargic, it's be trading in ranges, but it says price likes to stick around a certain time in price. It's a certain price in reference to a certain time. That price just likes to stick around when it's being all lethargic, not wanting to do anything. Who can remember what that particular time and price was? Looking over there at you, Mike Pence Fly. What do you think, Mike Pence Fly? What's that particular time and price that we was talking about yesterday? Hmm?
Uh, um, 6 p.m. open, 12 p.m. 12 a.m. open, and 9:30 open.
Okay. Let's take off all of those numbers that you said and just say the last part.
Let's say the last part.
Yeah, take off every time you said,
Just
huh? Every time you said, so you gave me a
uh,
particular
um,
time.
the
Take
open.
off. Yes, the open. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it matters not what open you're talking about, because why? Time is fractal, right? Time is fractal. So it may refer to a weekly open. It may refer to a daily open. It may refer to a session open, right? Time and price is fractal. So it's going to, when it's unwilling to move, right? It sticks around the open. And when I started out the stream, I said, hey, this is the dealer range that we've been watching. Last week's open. And then coming into a new week, what did I say this was right here by this little purple rectangle right there? I said this was the top of this rectangle was the weekly open, right? And then if you look over here, this little gray box right here, that's a bullish new day opening gap from today. So the high of this right here, that's the daily open, right? So throughout today, right, we went down here, right? And then we went up here. But what do you notice about what price has done? At the close of today, what has price done for the week so far? At the close of today, right? When we close today, right? What has price done for the week? Huh? Are we taking off to the moon? Are we dropping to Hades? Are we where has price gone throughout the whole week? Light
Price.
skin Deborah.
Oh,
Oh, Rhonda. Come on, Rhonda. What you
I
got for me?
I felt a class coming on. I didn't want you to cut the YouTube off, so I said, let me join. Price we talked about, it's just been inside trading. It's been consolidating. It really hasn't gone anywhere.
Thank you. Price hasn't done a thing. since we opened up this week, it hasn't shown us that we're going up. It hasn't shown us that we're going down. It hasn't shown us anything. It hasn't shown us anything. So when price opened up Sunday at 6, right? It came down here, made a low. Then what did it go back to? Is that the opening price? And then it came back down here, made a low. And then it came back to, is that the opening price? Wait. That can't be happening. The market is random. The markets are, it's all predicated on buying and selling pressure. It's all predicated on me buying and you selling, or you selling and me buying. It's all predicated on JP Morgan deciding they want to buy Apple or they want to sell BlackRock. That's what it's all predicated on. That can't be happening. It can't be. And then let's zoom out some more. Right? Looking at where price is now. Right over here. Right? That high right there. That low right there. That's the dealing range that we're inside right now. Right? This high, swept liquidity. This low, swept liquidity. Right? So that dealing range right there is the dealing range that we're in right now. What type of dealing range is that, by the way? Bullish or bearish? Anybody? What type of dealing range is that?
That what you just did is a bear.
We got a bearish dealing range that we're in right now. Right? A bearish dealing range that we're in right now. All right. So if we go up to a weekly chart, right? We go to a weekly chart. What type of dealing range are we inside right now? Or what type of order flow are we inside right now? Let's say that. What type of order flow is the weekly chart in right now? Just looking at the weekly chart. Bullish or bearish order flow?
Bullish.
It's in bullish order flow, right? So the higher time frame is in bullish order flow, right? The intraday time frame is in bearish, again, a bearish dealing range. Some parts of the intraday time frame is in bearish order flow. So something just ain't right. Okay. So if the higher time frame and the lower time frame are opposing one another, is that high probability or low probability? I think light skin Deborah said low.
Yep.
Okay. Because all I heard was that. That's all I heard. Okay, low, right? So low probability conditions because they're not juicy. Right? When we took these all-time highs here, back there on June 30th, the weekly time frame, right? Have we had any meaningful displacement? What are we doing on the weekly time frame? The weekly time frame is doing what?
Consolidating in that range.
Consolidating, right? So when price is consolidating, right, we say that this is a time when the algorithm is doing what?
Building liquidity.
Yes, it's building liquidity. It's engineering liquidity. It is accumulating, right? Per the smart money manuscript, during an accumulation phase, right? Because when the market is just consolidating, when it's just building liquidity, it's just the key here is to do what? Can y'all read that?
To observe the range but not trade it.
To observe the range but not trade it. Well, Tim, you're telling me that you want me to leave all that money on the table and just observe this range and not trade it? And you can do whatever you want to do, right? But on the weekly time frame, this is where we're trying to get our understanding for our swing trades. We're trying to get our understanding for, is this a good time to buy long-term positions? We're trying to get our understanding for, hey, what is the market? What's the condition of the market? Are we, you know what I'm saying, in some kind of expansion phase? Are we in some type of, what are we doing? Right? This is what we're trying to get our thoughts together for anything we want to do with price action. All right. And then when we look at, right, our daily time frame, right, we can see that price, like we said before, is starting to build structure, right? And why is price starting to build structure? Well, one, because that's what price does. And two, because we're at all-time highs, right? If we go to like a monthly chart, right? We go to a monthly chart. Matter of fact, if we switch over to the continuous contract, right, you can really see it. If we go to a monthly chart, squeeze it up, this is the absolute beginning of the NQ. There is nothing higher than where we are right now, right? So since there's nothing higher than where we are right now, I know you ain't putting up in here. How long we been on? How long we been streaming? Somebody tell me how long we been streaming. How long have we been on this stream? It says I started streaming 27 minutes ago. We've been on this stream 29 minutes. And somebody just popped up in here all loud talking about, hey, if you don't sit your behind down in the back and be quiet, you put a walk in with the church finger. So we're at all-time highs. There is no structure for the algorithm to refer to. No structure at all. Right? So since there's no structure at all for the algorithm to refer to, right, it has to create structure. So as we see on our weekly time frame, right, we've been inside this range right here, right? And then if we go down to a daily time frame, right, this is what that range looks like on the daily time frame, right? Price started out here, just consolidating there. And then we had a slow little trek up, chugga, 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 choo, choo, chugga, 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 toot, toot. Who can tell me where I get that from? Who can tell me where I get that from? Chugga, 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 toot, toot. We ain't going nowhere till y'all tell me where I get that from. Where I get that from? Y'all don't know where I get that from? Chigga, 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 chigga. Toot, toot. Y'all sick good. Y'all don't never watch TV, right? And then we formed the high right there.
Is that Thomas the Train?
It's Thomas the Train, but it ain't the Thomas the Train that you know. Chigga, 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 chigga. Toot, toot. Then price came back downhill. It is. Hold on. Y'all messing with me now. Y'all got me sidetracked now.
What's the matter with you, boy?
They won't let me go to blackout. They say I'm too little, and no one ever lets you do anything when you're too little.
Ah, phooey. What about all the stories about the little people that do big things? Once upon a time, deep in the jungle, there was a little Indian that could. And he was chugging his way across the enemy line. Chugga, 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 toot, toot. This little Indian mission was to take some AK-47s and a nuclear payload over the mountain to the 2063 Battalion. Needless to say, there was plenty opposition. You think that stopped the little engine that could? No sirree, Bob. He just kept chugging along. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. Not even when they climbed aboard the train and popped out the eyes of the conductor and blood and snot was ripping out his eye sockets. You think that stopped the little engine that could? Damn Skippy, he just kept chugging along. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. It wasn't until Charlie rigged the bridge with plastic explosive. Just as the little engine was making its way across the dresser. Boom! An explosion happened. And blood and guts and spit and ass was everywhere. And Bubba come crawling out the back door. Both legs missing. Lula made baby boy. And he looked up at me, he said, "Hey, I can't feel my legs." I said, "Bubba, they ain't there." And I looked down, and them little bloody nubs was kicking real fast like this here. And I said, "Bubba, that's 30 miles to the nearest town. Unless you can flip upside down and walk on your head, you ain't gonna make it." All of a sudden, Charlie was all over the place. Just me and my sidearm. And I had no other alternative but to blast my way out. Die, pig, die! You'll never take Major Bitch and winner for pain alive! Bam! I know what you did to my friends! Bam! Major! 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 Bam!
Chigga, 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 chigga. Toot, toot. Hey, y'all don't watch TV. Y'all don't watch movies, man. Get off my live stream. Y'all what's going on? Y'all like that Major Payne, man. Major Payne is a classic. One, Tubby Tubby. Two, Tubby Tubby. You can't make movies like that these days. You'll get canceled. You'll get canceled. Major winner for pain. You gonna get canceled. All right, so now that that's out of the way, price came down here, right? Took out some liquidity there, right? And we set a low. Okay. Now, price came back up here, took out some liquidity there, and we set a high. Okay. Price came back down here, took out some internal liquidity right there and set a low. And then now price has come back here, and this is where we are here, right? That's where we are there. Now, when we was looking at this is on the daily time frame. So now we were saying that once we took out the all-time high on this move here, right? Because remember on the 630 weekly candle, right? This was a 630, 630 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So the 630 weekly candle is made up of this Monday candle, Monday daily candle, Tuesday daily candle, Wednesday daily candle, Thursday daily candle, Friday daily candle, right? So on that Thursday, July 3rd, is when we made that new all-time high. Okay. And you see, since that day, right, as soon as we made that all-time high, you can see that price went into a holding pattern, right? Price went into a holding pattern right there, right? So once we made that all-time high, right, what do? We started to consolidate, right? Price started to consolidate there. It's engineering liquidity. Once we engineered, right, enough stops here, right, price started to move up. As price started to move up, right, we expanded up, created a fair value gap on the daily, retraced back down into it, then expanded up again, right, creating all-time highs. Okay. Now, what does the algorithm run on? What does it run on? What does it need to fill its orders? What does it need to continue to move? What does it need to displace? What is it that the algorithm needs to, what does it run on? What is the fuel?
Liquidity.
Liquidity, right? Liquidity is the fuel that the algorithm needs to run, right? When we were here, right? When we were here, what type of liquidity were we engineering, right? We're consolidating, right? So when you're consolidating, what type of liquidity are you engineering when you're consolidating? What is the algorithm allowing to happen while it's consolidating?
Allowing people to get in the market, place their orders.
Okay, and what are they allowing to build? If people are getting in, placing their orders, but what are they allowing to build as it's consolidating? Hmm? Hmm? Need some help?
Stops.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. Stop loss orders are being placed. And where are they being placed? Where are they being placed?
Below lows and above highs.
Yes, on the edges of the range. And on the edges of the range means that they're being placed below the lows and above the highs, right? So when it's engineering liquidity, the algorithm is accumulating buy stops and sell stops, right? It's accumulating buy stops and sell stops. So as we see here, price, once we made this all-time new high, price started to consolidate, right? When you make an all-time new high, there's no structure anywhere. right? There's no structure up there, right? So it's consolidating here. Buy stops are accumulating here, right? Sell stops are accumulating here. On this day here, the 15th, what do we do here? We wake up there and engage buy stops, reject off of them, right? On this day here, we drop down, right? Below that low right there, right? Then wick back up after coming down to where? What is this down here? What is this little area right down here? What's that little area right there called? Anybody know? Right here. Anybody know what this little area is right here? Don't know. Don't know. This candle here came and swept down below that low right there. So it took out what? Somewhat. It took out somewhat. Took out some stops, right? Because it went down below that low. And then we came back up, right? And we wicked above it. So if you have a candle with a wick that went and took out some lows, what rests in between the body of that candle and that wick? What is that little area right there called? Nobody knows. Something that happened to the stacks on stacks. But anyway, we drop down into this little area right there. And then we reverse, come up here and create a fair value gap. Right? What signal ratio is that? Right? Go the direction that you want, take out stops, go the opposite direction, take out stops, then go to the direction that you intended with displacement. What signal ratio is that?
The wig snatcher.
That's the wig snatcher, right? So it let buy side liquidity build up, it let sell side liquidity build up, right? We attack the buy side, we come back down here into a rejection block because there are stops at rejection blocks, right? Why are there stops at rejection blocks? Let's see right here. Take this little click right there and you stretch it all the way past all of this consolidation right there. Where's the lowest closing body in reference to that little wick right there? I wonder why it went down there. Because guess what? This body closed right here. That's the lowest close out of all of this little area right there. What do you think is resting below that lowest close right there? Because when you look at a line chart, that's a low. That's the lowest low. So we attack the buy stops. We come down, we attack the sell stops. Price displaces away, right? Heavy expansion, imbalance left behind equals displacement. Price retraces back down into the fair value gap. Then it goes up and takes out buy side, creating a new all-time high. Creating a new all-time high. And then price comes back down here, right? And trades down to there. I wonder why it did that. I wonder why it did that. Why do you think price came back down here, down there like that? Why do y'all think price came all the way back down there? Who can tell me why? Did it just want to do something or did it go to a gas station? What do you think? What do y'all think? Why did price come back down there?
Is it for fair value?
I mean, yeah, it's for fair value. That'll work. But remember when we was right here? What did we say price did? It accumulated buy stops. It accumulated sell stops. All right. Yes, to get low liquidity. Kim, it went and got some low liquidity. All right. So remember now, we're just looking at it like this right here. But price is ever moving, right? Ever growing. Okay. So this is when we made the all-time new high, right? But when we get up here to this point where we are, before we started retracing back down here, right? Only thing we did, we had that dealing range there. Then we extended it up to here, right? Then we extended it up to here. Then we extended it up to here, right? And then this little area right there, when we started engineering liquidity and we let buy stops build up and sell stops build up, once we get up here in reference to our entire dealing range, what type of liquidity is this? Is this internal or external liquidity? For our overall range?
Internal.
Internal liquidity for our overall range, right? So when price got here and started engineering liquidity, right, it already knew, right, that it wanted to go at least this high. And if we continue to go up, it already knew that it wanted to go this high. And if it keep going up, it already knew back here that it wanted to go this high. Algorithm, it already knows exactly how high and how low it wants to go. Right. But when we got here, no structure. So it stopped and engineered buy side and engineered sell side. Right. Gave us a wig snatcher, right? And left all the sell side below all of this right here. Why? Because retail see all of this right here as heavy support. Heavy support, because price on all these day after day after day after day after day can't break down through it. Heavy support, right? So once we came up and made this high, price came back down, right there, and wiped out. Make it bigger so y'all can see it. Y'all be like, Tim, you have your screen so small. I'm looking at it on my phone. I jalapage, y'all. Price came back down and did what? Wiped out all of that liquidity, right? Because when it dropped here into that rejection block and wicked back up, oh yeah, that's strong support. Look how we took off, right? Resistance turned support. Couldn't break through it, broke through it, time to go, right? Strong support. So when it came back, hey, what's up? Hold on for a second. So price came back down, right? Came back down to the gas station. Why did it come back down to the gas station? Because remember what we said. The algorithm, aka IPDA can't just open and close all of its positions at one time like we do. Right? I don't care if we think we big bank Hank and we go in and buy 15 contracts on a prop firm account. That's nothing. Right? So IPDA has to engineer liquidity in the form of buy stops, sell stops, right? And then it has to trade above highs, right? And sell to willing buyers, right? It'll trade above a high and sell to willing buyers, right? It'll trade below a low and buy from willing sellers, right? So when it comes above here and sells to willing buyers, then it trades down here and buys from willing sellers, right? It may offset the majority of the positions that it got in here, right? Because the real direction is coming up here. So when it comes down here and starts to offset the positions, and they offset enough or they accumulate enough, right? They buy enough and ready to let the market move, right? Then it moves, right? So it starts to move, then it comes down and they get an opportunity to buy a little bit more here, right? They get opportunity to buy a little, and then as it's coming back down here, right? At some point, they sold some as high as here at this point right here. So guess what they're doing when it comes back down into this area here and they're buying some more? They're mitigating orders over here too. So anything that they got into in this range here, right, they're mitigating for a either break even, small profit, or break even right there. Right? They're mitigating orders right there inside that range when it dropped down inside that wick there. Because remember, as it was going up, they were selling to willing buyers. Right? So when it came down here and started buying from willing sellers, they were offsetting some of these positions. When price expanded up, came back down into this fair value gap, right? Inside that wick there, when they was selling to willing buyers, right? They're buying from willing sellers, right? Where those willing sellers at? They're below those wicks right there. Below those wicks. So they're going down below that wick into this fair value gap, and they're just buying from willing sellers. Somebody on this lower time frame here is like, hey, if we break below that low, we're going down. Get me in. Buying from willing sellers. Right? So we go up. Once we make that high right there, gas is the gas tank right here. Right? Gas needle over here right now. Gas needle over there right now when they get up there. Right? So, oh, we need some more fuel. So where does it come back to? Back here to this internal liquidity inside this range here, right? Why didn't it just stop right there, Tim? Where's the most liquidity at in this move up right here? Right down there. Why is that the most liquidity? Couple reasons. We just made all-time highs. We sat there for days. People see this as heavy support right now. Ooh, that's heavy support. So all of the sales stops are pooling right here. The more we go up, the more sales stops are pooling. They're pulling stops from here, putting it there, pulling stops from here, putting it there. Right. So the stops are just pooling. Matter of fact, it was pooling some already, but it's just more and more pooling. The further you go up, more and more pooling. Okay. So then we come back down into that pool of liquidity. Right. Once we come into that pool of liquidity, we take off again. Boom. Make a new all-time high. Right. So now that brings us to where we are now. And coming into where we are now, right? Coming into where we are now, when we started out the month of August, right here, August the 1st, right? We started out the month of August. We dropped down. We took out that sell side liquidity, right? We said, hey, we're going into a bearish seasonality, right? Before we start our bearish trend down, healthy algorithmic price would be to take out the monthly high. Why? Because we're going into a new month. This new month is supposed to start the bearish seasonality. So we say, hey, if price is going to start to go down for a quarter, a season, a quarter, just longer than a day or two, right? We want to see it engage what first? Buy side liquidity before going down. So as August started, we dropped down here, took out sell side liquidity, right? And we took off up here, took out buy side liquidity. Right. Then we drop back down here. Right. So right now, while we're engineering this liquidity, we're watching for signs that the bearish seasonality can be forming. Where are we looking for the details of if the bearish seasonality is forming? Where do we look for details? Do we go up or do we go down when we're looking for details? So if we're looking for the details of if the bearish seasonality is shaping up, do we go up to the monthly time frame or do we start to drill down to like the daily and the intraday time frames? Which way? Yes, we start to drill down, right? And you notice here we're looking at a daily chart because on the monthly chart, right? How much information is the monthly chart giving you? The monthly chart is just going up. That's all the monthly is giving us. Hey, I'm going, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up, right? It ain't a whole lot of information you can gather from the monthly chart besides the fact that we're in a buy program and we've extended or we've extended this bullish dealing range here, right? We came down, took out a low. Hey, somebody grab my phone. That's your granny calling. Hey, I gotta go, y'all. I got some bad news. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all